Hi guys, this is Elena. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about driving in Costa Rica because chances are it's probably a lot different than your home country. So I want to bring up some really important points and some good tips for driving while you're living here or traveling. And remember, for more information about moving to Costa Rica, be sure to check out the rest of this channel. We have loads of information for you that I think could be helpful for your potential move. And if you need a little bit of help, you can find our information in the description below. I have a team ready to help if you are ready to make that jump. All right, now let's get into the material. So, driving in Costa Rica, woo, it's quite the experience. It can be such a beautiful experience because of all the amazing scenery that you're gonna see. Mountains, sunset, ocean, everything. So it's a very beautiful place to drive, but also it's probably a lot different than what you're used to, and there's some things that you're gonna have to look out for. So number one, if you're coming from North America, which a lot of our clients are, you might be used to larger highways and a lot more space. So here, we have mostly 2-lane highways. So let's say a 3-hour drive for me in the United States is gonna be a lot less tiring than a 3-hour drive here in Costa Rica. You'll find that you need to be very alert while driving for the following reasons. There's a lot going on the roads here in Costa Rica. So number one, there's people on the side of the roads. I mean, people walking on the side of the roads. You'll see that a lot of these roads do not have sidewalks. Some of them do in the towns, but in the footage that you'll see throughout this video, this is on a main highway. So you'll notice it's actually the highway that leads all the way down to Panama. So on this main highway, you'll see that there really are no sidewalks. There are people, people use this for their foot traffic, their foot transportation. So there's definitely plenty of people on the side of the road, so you will have to watch out for that. And you'll want to watch out for bikers. So, people use bicycles as transportation here. So there's a lot of bikers on the side of the road as well that you'll need to be very cautious for as you're driving. And motorcycles. So there's a lot of motorcycles here in Costa Rica. I would say definitely a lot more than what I've ever seen, especially living in North America. So I can definitely say driving here, you're gonna wanna be very alert for motorcycles. They could be passing you, they might be right in front of you. Definitely make sure to give enough distance between you and motorcycles and just know that there are a lot of them. So you're really gonna have to look out and be very watchful. Another thing to watch out for is, well, there's a lot of buses. So really, I guess I'm saying watch out for other modes of transportation. People walking, biking, motorcycles, and buses. So the buses will make frequent stops. So definitely be prepared to stop. Sometimes it may be safe to pass the bus, sometimes it may not be, so you'll just have to be patient. But just be mindful that you will probably come across plenty of buses as well, and you may not be able to pass, so you'll just have to be patient. And speaking about passing, if you've been driving around here long enough, you will notice that people do tend to pass when it's definitely not safe to. I've seen people pass on a blind curve, or when there's traffic, oncoming traffic. I've had people in my lane trying to pass that are coming in front of me. So that's just something that you do have to be extra watchful for. So really there's no reason to drive too fast here in Costa Rica because you really don't know what's gonna be around the next corner. There's been plenty of instances where I'm like, wow, I'm glad I was going slow because I couldn't have predicted that there was a landslide or that there was a tree that had fallen down or that there was just stopped traffic. So people do use their hazard lights pretty frequently here, and that is a good way to signal, well, obviously. But I've used them way more here, just to let people know, hey, I'm slowing down, or, there's something up ahead, I think. So you'll probably be using your hazard lights pretty frequently as well. One thing that you'll also see is one of my favorites, one of my favorite examples. Some people will pull off only halfway off of the road, and then so, you will have to stop and try to pass when they could have pulled up a little bit further and been completely off the road. I don't know why it happens, but it does. So just be mindful of that too. Some people will just kind of pull off only partway off of the road, whether it's to check their phone or go to the bathroom. I'm not sure what they're doing, but that does happen pretty frequently. People will just kind of slow down and pull halfway off the road and stop there as well. So don't be surprised if you see this. Other times there just might be vehicles completely blocking the road. So there could be a broken down truck. This happens. Trucks may be broken down, blocking an entire lane. Or they may try to pull off as much as they can, but they'll still be blocking the lane in which you need to slow down and try to go around. So this is pretty common. This happens a lot, probably in most longer trips that I would do. There are at least some kind of large vehicle or car that is blocking the road due to mechanical issues. Something also to note for the roads, even the main highway roads, there can be pretty large potholes. In Costa Rica, we get a lot of rain. The roads are a lot of maintenance, so there can be pretty big potholes in the road at times. So just make sure to watch out for those and try not to drive right through them and hurt your car. But yeah, so definitely keep your eye out for potholes too. Another thing that you'll see on the roads can be large machinery. So, you know, we will have large tractors, or near the palm oil plants, these big, large machinery that will drive very slow. It may be hard to get around them, but it's just another thing that is on the road frequently here in Costa Rica. And one thing I'm gonna recommend not to do if you can avoid it is, well, try not to drive at night, especially if you don't really know the country, or like I wouldn't plan to make a big trip at night just because the roads are darker, they're not as well lit up. So, you know, we don't have a whole bunch of street lights here lining the road, so it really can get dark whenever you're driving at night. Definitely try to avoid driving at night and in the rain, but also try to avoid driving in the rain. During heavy rains, your visibility can be pretty minimal. Then this is the time where there could be landslides or fallen trees, or, you know, so if you think that there's a storm or something happening, then I just would try to not go driving in it if you can absolutely avoid it. So now it leads me to discuss kind of back road driving. So when you're off of the main highways, these are some of the, I would definitely take into consideration everything that I just said for main pavement street road driving, but also then there's kind of back road driving. So that's something that I'll also recommend avoid doing during the rain or at night, again, because it's very dark, it can be very slippery. There can be very steep ravines. One thing that I've learned is that my description or tolerance for what I think is a good road is different than what other people may think is a good road. So for example, we just had the retreat and there was this little bumpy dirt road, but some of the people are like, wow, the road, it's very bumpy and oh my goodness. And then I asked one of our guests who is Costa Rican, and I said, hey, what do you think about this road here leading to the hotel? And he was like, oh, it's a wonderful road, it's excellent. So, you know, everyone here may have differing opinions on what is a good road or a bad road. And if you're new to Costa Rica, you might have that tolerance for what you think is a good road or not may change, you know, after you're here for a while. So on back roads, you know, there can be very muddy conditions. It can get steep. At times when I've lived near the mountains, you know, you'll need your 4x4. You know, they can get a little bit challenging, and to some it might feel a little bit scary. So definitely just be mindful about driving on the back roads as well, and go slow and be as safe as possible too. You know, during heavy rains, there can be landslides, fallen trees. So I know that I've mentioned this, but this really does happen, which can, you know, block your entire road. So actually just the other day in Jaco here, we had some major flooding, and one of our team members actually couldn't get back to her house after a dinner that we had with some clients because the bridge that I guess had access to her neighborhood had broken and kind of washed away, and a tree had fallen down. So I mean, that can pretty much happen just about anywhere. So just something to keep in mind. So this is really just what I wanted to say about driving in Costa Rica. Of course, it's not to scare anyone. It's just to give you a very realistic perspective and some video footage of what maybe you could expect if you're going to be here driving around the country. So otherwise, you know, as long as you drive slow, you drive carefully, you're very alert, just do everything that you can as a good driver, then you should be fine. But then yeah, just try to avoid driving at night, try to avoid driving in the rain. And lastly, just enjoy, because it really is beautiful. You know, driving around Costa Rica is such a great way to see the country and see how beautiful it is. I just want you guys to try to do it as safely as you can. So if this video was helpful to you, make sure to subscribe and give it a like, and I will see you in the next video.